Fuji GF670. Do I recommend buying one of these? I've broken up with this girlfriend and gotten back with this girlfriend so many times, like it's kind of annoying. Okay, so let's talk about why you shouldn't date the girlfriend. One, there's the barrier of price. It's things like, I don't know, 30, anywhere. If you find a black one, those I think are more expensive. They're around 4,000. These silver ones, which are made, because there's the GF670 and then there's the Bessa 670, right? And they call it 670 because this camera shoots 6.6 and 6.7. You can't switch mid-roll, but on the inside, right, there's just this little dial right here. You take your fingernail and go, you know what? I'm not gonna shoot 6.6. I'm gonna shoot 6.7. So watch, you can see on the sides this, and I'm gonna change it. And it just brings in this little crop thing. And there you go. Now you're shooting 6.6. So price, right? It's astronomical. What could you do with $3,000, $4,000? You can buy a used car, pretty shitty one, but I mean, it's a lot of money. The second reason why you don't want to date the girlfriend, this. But this is also a reason why you do date the girlfriend. It's weird. You've got this Bellows, right, that you can pull in and pull out. So it opens up like that. It's really cool. You're like, wow, attractive, right? I want to date this. Here's the shitty thing. As an owner, you will always know that, like, to close this, to be able to close this so easily as I'm doing this, is that it's got to be focused at infinity. If it's focused anywhere else and some other effort comes along and tries to close this, they will break your camera. Closes, opens, this Bellows really isn't going to deteriorate like a lot of people say it would. It's pretty modern. Unless, like, you know, somehow you're taking a little needle and poking holes in your condom, AKA your Bellows right here. Nobody's doing that, so you don't have to worry about that. This isn't a camera I'm gonna hand off to a friend and say, hey, go shoot a couple things and then bring it back to me. Because they need to know that this has to be at infinity to do it. They'll try and jam it, they'll fuck your camera up, it's not worth it. Those are the only two reasons why I wouldn't date them. Because it's expensive. This analogy sounds horrible, but for $3,500, I could have many cameras instead of just one. You could have lots of girlfriends instead of just one, right? So there's that. Why would I have this camera? Number one, this lens right here. It is an 80mm 3.5 Fuji lens that is ridiculous. It's sharp. It's super sharp wide open. Fuji lenses are just legendary, and this lens lives up to said legend. It's 3.5, so it's not super fast, but I'm telling you right now, I have handheld this camera at like half a second. Because let's show you how quiet this is. I don't know if it's gonna let me, because I have to load film, but I'm just gonna tell you, it is beyond stealth. When you hear it, like if you ever get this camera and load film into it, your first 3 or 4 shots will be in vain because you didn't know you took a photo. Like, you won't hear it. You have to get to know the nuances of this camera. It is a rangefinder, so that is also cool. So like, and focusing is like, I'm gonna take my glasses off to do this, but like, you're literally taking your middle finger, because I don't know who in their right mind is gonna do this. That's bullshit. Your middle finger is the longest one, so you're gonna use that one because it's out here, right? Unless you somehow have massive hands and your little finger is right there, but I don't. So middle finger it is, and just like that, like, it's so easy to focus, it just pops. And the greatest thing about this is as I move in, my crop lines move with my parallax error. There is no parallax error in this camera at all. What you see inside that line is what you're going to get. And it has guidelines for 6.6 or 6.7. And the second you change it in here, we'll change to 6.7, but I almost always shoot this 6.6. The reason being is, to me, 6.7 on a rangefinder like this, or even like this, is wrong. It feels weird. And so this being square, you don't ever have to do it. You just, right, just like play it like that. I'll put my middle finger out here, it's in focus, it just pops, done. But you set your ISO, put it on +1, and or just normal, whatever you want to do, it will work. I trust this light meter, and most cameras I don't. There are no other whistles and bells. You've got your tripod mount. Are you really shooting this on a tripod? What's wrong with you? I mean, what's wrong with you? Use a different camera if you're using long exposures, right? This to me is an amazing street camera. It's a conversational piece because you're walking around with this and then you do this. It's attractive. Everyone, and it's universally attractive. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, why that is rather, like there's something very symmetrical about your face and I like it, right? No one doesn't like this. It's fucking cool. It looks cool. Comes with this little cute little Japanese sticker on it that says, actually, you know what this says in fucking Japanese? When you close the front cover, make sure that it's on infinity. It's fucking telling you this in Japanese, right? Infinity ni shite kara tori tatande kudasai. Cool. Yep. Mai kaba o shimeru toki wa. Make sure that the focusing ring is set to infinity and then close it. Okay, so sorry, I lied. There's one other thing that if you really want to be that guy, on the side here, there's your little flash sync. You're gonna shoot flash with this. It's leaf shutter, so why not? I guess you could. It'd be really cool. I don't really shoot this with flash. It does have a hot shoe, so you could put, a Pocket Wizard right on top, or a flash. I don't think I've ever shot this with a flash. Maybe I should change that. Also, please, 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 please do not get the wide version of this. It's a fixed lens. It doesn't open. It's just on the front. And no one needs to be shooting that wide of an angle on a 6.6 or 6.7. And I'm gonna stick by my guns on that one. Don't do it. I love a 50 on a 6.6. I think it's a 55 millimeter lens. Don't do it. You'll regret it. And those cameras are at least $4,000. So if you're that guy and you spend that money, maybe you deserve that camera.